The Who Would Win of the Week this week is a matchup of two teams, essentially. Both the best at what they do. And it is the group it's the kids from Codename Kids Next Door, the cartoon, versus the Ocean's 11 crew. So we've got number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we've got Danny Ocean, Brad Pitt, Don Cheadle, Scott Conn, Casey Affleck, all those guys. Matt Damon. And then Carl Reiner. Are you going to include Carl Reiner in this matchup?
Yes.
And Elliot Gould?
Okay.
That's yeah. Well, you're gonna need them. So, the thing about I don't think that there are many people that could beat the Kids Next Door, as they've proven time and time again. I will say there are certain like who would win matchups that we come up with where I feel so strongly that like basically the side that I'm taking is impossible to beat. That was with Danny Trejo, and now it's with the Kids Next Door. Trejo versus the Kids Next Door. I don't know if I should legally comment on this, but I think that Trejo probably would win that one for the record, because that guy is he's a breed of his own. But the Kids Next Door. So anybody who doesn't know and is a lunatic, it was a show on Cartoon Network about these kids that fought for all kid kind, I guess you could say, and fighting against like different adults and
that try to ruin kids.
Yeah, that try to. Yeah, exactly. They're an incredibly disciplined group. They've got all kinds of technological advancements, and that is maybe the first reason why they would beat the the Ocean's 11 guys.
Just the Ocean's crew.
The Ocean's crew. Because they've got number 2, our very own Hoagie, is
number 2 the Carl Weezer looking guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the larger one. Hoagie, I wish I could remember his last name. It's like Flenderson or something. But Hoagie.
That's Toby's last name from The Office, by the way.
Okay, then that's definitely
that's
not
where your
it.
confusion was.
Hoagie and Toby. So Hoagie is technological wizard. He's whipped up a number of incredible inventions. And he alone went up against the Cheese Shogun in a classic episode when he and number 4 go to the cheese restaurant and they fight all those cheese ninjas. So that's just one kid, and he is and he's not even the biggest threat on that team. Your biggest threats on the Kids Next Door are number 5 for sure, who could probably single-handedly take on the Ocean's 11 crew without a doubt.
Is number 5 the one that in red? The red shirt?
No, that's number 1.
I'm going to look up. I don't remember which one's... that's number 1? Who's number 5?
Yeah, number 5 is the black girl with the red hat.
I'm going to look it up. Keep going. Oh, yeah.
Number 5 is absolutely the strongest member of that team. Not just because... I mean, she could lead the team if she wanted to. But she's comfortable in her role, and there allows her this flexibility to kind of work outside the lines. So what she's bringing to the table in this fight is not just her combat prowess, but she's been through so much. Her sister is like one of the evil teenagers. She got betrayed by this guy who was her hero. in one episode. You could look all this up. So she alone could take on the Ocean's guys. It doesn't matter that they're all grown men, most of them in their physical prime. She could take them alone, and then let's even jump into number 4, who is an unstoppable machine. That's a guy who's never going to give up, no matter what. I think the fault there is that he could probably be tricked pretty easily. And the Ocean's crew, they are a smart crew. Obviously, planning is their forte.
Yes.
And it's same with number 3. I think that maybe she could easily fall into
number
something.
Number 3, the little Asian girl?
Yeah. She's in the green.
Okay.
But if you get on her bad side, you're toast.
Doesn't she have exploding teddy bears? Does she have exploding teddy bears?
They're called rainbow
she just really
monkeys.
love her teddy.
And they don't. I don't think they ever explode. But
I think there's an episode where they explode.
Maybe, but I think she can use them, swing them around.
Anyway,
like
number 2's last name is Gilligan.
Oh, okay. Hoagie
2,
Gilligan.
You're telling me that with all the extraordinary heists and robbing casinos and everything that the Ocean's crew has done, you're telling me that if you gave Danny Ocean and Rusty Ryan a little time to plan how they're going to beat the wheels off of the kids next door, they wouldn't do it? I don't believe it. They're too
wouldn't.
meticulous in their planning. Look at what they've done.
Okay, here's the thing.
Is it Ocean's 13 where they have that scene and they're on the guy's back porch and the guy thinks that he beat him? What's that guy's name?
That's Ocean's 12.
Ocean's 12? What's his name? The black something?
It's like the French or Italian guy or whatever, right?
Yeah, the
that's
French
Ocean's
guy.
12.
That's
I don't
Ocean's
know.
12?
I don't know what his name is there. But so here's the thing. The Ocean's 11 crew exist. Their world of crime. They exist in this world of crime that has rules and is, I think you'll definitely agree with me on this, predictable. And that's something that they really use to their advantage.
There's 3 rules.
3
and
rules.
It's don't. Yeah, that's what they say in the movie in Ocean's 11. He's like, don't rob people that don't deserve it. Don't. I don't know.
Right, but I'm not talking about their moral code. I'm talking about the outward elements.
You're talking about they're robbing a casino, and casinos are very predictable in the way that they run.
Yes.
Obviously they do the same thing every single day. So you're saying that because the Codename Kids Next Door clan doesn't live by a set of rules, that the Ocean's crew wouldn't be able to plan around it?
Yes. I think they would come up with a good plan, but I think ultimately it would fail because of the unpredictable nature and the vast skill set of the kids next door.
I guess the unpredictable nature is a valid point, but I still think that they are experienced enough in plan, because you have to remember though, in the movies, nothing ever goes right. You know what I mean? That's how that's how movies like that are designed. Nothing ever goes flawlessly in their plan, or else the movie would probably be pretty boring, right? So they know how to adapt on the fly and make the best out of a situation. And the other thing that they do in a lot of those movies is almost play into the hands they almost make the casinos think they're dead to rights. They almost set themselves up like they're going to get caught, and then in the end the casinos are looking back not knowing how they did it. I think that they could manipulate the kids next door into doing one thing when actually that's what they want the Codename Kids Next Door crew to do, and then next thing you know they've got them dead to rights.
That's I think that's an interesting point. But I think the kids next door are used to dealing with adults, and they recognize this, they would recognize any manipulation attempt pretty easily. And again, I still think that so let's say here's the big thing. Even if somehow the Ocean's crew does manage to incapacitate numbers 1 through 5, the kids next door, there's no way that they're not getting out because of two simple words here that you're not taking into consideration. The Tommy. Tommy is Hoagie's little brother.
Little brother, yeah.
Yes.
And he saved their asses a few times, has he not?
Yes, absolutely. And this is all before he was allowed to be in the Kids Next Door organization. But he would, he was still involved with them because obviously he's Hoagie's brother, and he is, he has sort of that same mindset. But his ability to, he's proven himself time and time again, even without Kids Next Door training, and he loves his brother.
Well,
we know that. So
well.
He's getting them out of any situation. If they were captured eventually, then that's what would happen.
Isn't the Codename Kids Next Door, isn't that not just like one chapter of the, you know what I mean? Like isn't there episodes where like kids come in from like other chapters with other numbers?
There's at least 300 something Kids Next Door.
Yeah, so you
but
can't.
I'm talking. No. And yes, I'm not talking about.
So that means Tommy.
I disagree because I guess I see where you're coming from, but I think that realistically, the way that this would go down is Tommy would come to save them.
Okay, so say all 5 of them are tied up.
But I don't think they would be incapacitated.
Say all 5 of them are already captured,
mm-hmm.
and Tommy shows up.
Mm-hmm.
You think Tommy's single-handedly now taking out the Ocean's crew?
Yes. I think
the fact that you're even saying that this is a scenario means that you know that the Ocean's crew could win this, because why else would you even need to bring Tommy into play?
I just, you know what? You got me. That's a great point. I just wanted to bring up Tommy, frankly. And I think that just to kind of emphasize my point that at the end of the day, no matter what, the Kids Next Door are coming out of this on top. However, it does appear to have backfired on me, because that's a very good point. But what I'm saying is, I don't think it would.
I'll give you Tommy. I will give you Tommy, and I still think that, they're gonna manipulate him. They're gonna plan it.
Even
they're gonna manipulate him. And even if something goes south, they're going to be all the reaction.
Basically, every single one of the Kids Next Door, if they had to, could single-handedly take down the Ocean's 11 crew. No. That's incredibly true. And with the manipulation, number 5 in particular would not fall for that in the slightest. Even if the other ones went in, I mean, she can smell bullshit a mile away. That's one thing we know for sure about number 5. So.
The main villains. So I'm looking at.
Okay, This is
the main
arguable.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
The main villains in that the Kids Next Door have to fight are all. I mean, there's a lot of them. How many episodes of this show were there?
A ton.
I'm on a
movie.
I'm on some type of fan page right now where they have them listed in alphabetical order for me. Like the chicken bucket man. Shit, they could beat the chicken bucket man. Retirement home secretary.
But you're not taking...
the senior citizen squad.
The senior citizen squad was nobody to tangle with.
Soda control team.
I don't want to get you too worked up here.
I remember Sticky Beard.
Now, you're just reading the names, and obviously the names are ridiculous, but
when I see the names, I'm remembering the...
Right.
I'm remembering the...
I don't think you're taking
and
into
because
consideration
I can see their pictures too. I can see their pictures.
What they're actually doing. Some of these villains, for example, Father, who's like the
he's like the number one villain.
Yeah, he's like the number one villain. That guy shoots fire. That's pretty tough to deal with. You have
and he has a weird following of psycho children that are
the
like,
delightful children from down the lane.
I hate those kids. They're creepy.
They are
as hell.
creepy. Like these guys are, basically the kids next door are facing death in the eye basically every day. They're getting laser shot at them. They're getting kidnapped.
Look at the
people
villains
drowning them.
Assuming that the Ocean's crew are the heroes. Look at the villains that they're facing. Like these, casino,
Andy Garcia. That's nothing.
Fuck you.
The kids next door are out here, taking on people that are taking on kidnappers, child traffickers, child slave owners, ninjas, literal ninjas, people with lasers. And the Ocean's 11 crew is going up some skinny ass French guy and Andy Garcia. It's no contest.
No, I don't know. I think we've both made points that kind of negate our theories at this point in the day, and I don't think either of us are ever going to change our opinions. I just think that I agree that the Codename Kids Next Door crew is a talented group of children, but I don't think that they could take down the Ocean's crew, and I know that you're not going to be swayed either.
No, and I would argue that because both of these teams are made up. It's like each person has their specialty, and I would say that the Kids Next Door, their specialties are of more value than the specialties of the Ocean's 11 guys, ultimately, and more diverse. I think it's a better team. You
think they're... no, I don't know. They're both well-oiled machines.
It's
a good battle.
They both know how
the
to work
reason
well
that we settled on it was because it is a good battle.
That's true.
At the end of the day,
Kids Next Door is going to take
my locked-in pick is the Ocean's crew.
And that is just...
as per usual, I know I'm right, but we'll leave it up to the internet. We'll let the internet decide.
Yeah, we'll have to. We'll let people vote on Twitter and on Instagram. But the Kids Next Door, I think that this is again one of those things. I think if you sit down and really look at this, just completely go through everything, the Kids Next Door are going to take it. And if you're giving them the Tommy as well, I mean, it's going to be over in a quick 12-minute episode for the Kids Next Door. It's going to be a standard episode, not even a special. Not even a special 30 minutes, baby.
That's how long those episodes were. They were 12 minutes.
Yeah, but they were they'd show two back to back. So one episode was two stories or whatever. They were each 15 minutes. So and then they had a movie, which was good. One of the best kids TV movies I've ever seen.
You want to know?
Kids Next Door could beat the Teen Titans probably if they put their minds to it. Kids Next Door.
I have another TV show.
Maybe they couldn't beat the Avengers, but I think they'd give them a run for their money.
Jesus.
I'm shouting it out right now.
What about... so your list of most powerful things is Danny Trejo, the Avengers...
maybe.
Kids Next Door.
Well, here's the thing. There are situations where I would certainly vote against the Avengers.
Do you think that the Kids Next Door would beat Thanos?
Yes, I do, and I'll tell you why.
You're off your rocker.
What is the closest that the Avengers got to beating Thanos before he even became as big a problem as he did? It's when they were on Titan and they almost got the glove off of him, right?
Yeah.
The only reason they didn't is because Peter Quill, lost it and did that. The Kids Next Door would never make that mistake. They would, because again, they're kids, and the way that they do these things is unpredictable, and there's a playfulness to it for certain. And they would have gotten that gauntlet out of Thanos. They would have been able to distract him, trick him, No problem. So yes, I think that the kids next door could beat Thanos. I think it would happen before he got all the stones. Like, I don't think it would come to the point where Thanos would get all of the stones.
So given he has all of the stones and he has the gauntlet and it's on, do you think they lose to him?
Yes, because he could literally bend reality.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Think
I don't think
many
it would even get to that point.
Took.
Like the kids. That's the thing. The kids next door would never make the mistake that the Avengers made on Titan.
Jesus. What about the kids next door versus the genie from Aladdin? I don't know. I just like that you're so passionate about the fact that you think the kids next door truly are like this super entity.
They are, man.
Really just.
How many episodes that you just said? How many episodes of that show are there? How many times have the kids next door ever lost? 0.
Okay, that's the same as any other TV show ever.
Yeah, I'm just fucking around on that one.
Yeah, I know. All right, well, we'll
But
leave it
Next
to
Door for
social
life.
media. I might have to go watch a few episodes later today, or like while I'm bored sitting in.
You should, and text me like
house.
which ones you watch, because it's a phenomenal show.
Where do you think I can find it?
I'll send
It's
you
a
some
Cartoon
links.
Network show, so okay. I'm gonna have to link up. I didn't know if there was like a streaming service that I might be able to just like.
I don't think it's on. I don't think that it's just too powerful. It's too powerful of an entity to be streamed.
Yeah.
You know, it'd take up so much.
It's like
bandwidth.
they don't want kids to watch that show because they don't want kids forming their own alliance of that and taking over the world, pretty much kind of thing.
Yep.